I guess we should figure out the weapon first.
The weapon was right there at the scene of the crypt!
That pillar, huh?
No, the hammer! The killer used that hammer and beat the crap out of him!
No, that's wrong! No, I can't accept that that hammer was the murder weapon.
Why not? Why can't you accept it?
A lot of oil was flowing from Nekomaru's body. The hammer was used to beat Nekomaru. You'd expect some oil to be on it.
But that hammer was clean. So that's why you can't accept that it's the murder weapon. Yeah, but the killer might...
Why?
Well, obviously, to make the hammer look like it's not the murder weapon. Then why bother cleaning the oil? If they didn't want it to look suspicious, they would have discarded the hammer.
You're pretty insightful, baby gangsta.
Baby gangsta? Me? Just so you all know, I was trying to test you guys. I thought, maybe you guys mistook the hammer for the weapon or something.
It seems that was a waste of time.
Then what was the real weapon used to murder Nekomaru?
That's the problem. There wasn't anything else at the crime scene that...
Then, how about if it doesn't have oil on it, it's not the weapon?
I see! The only thing with oil on it is that broken pillar.
Then that pillar is the weapon! Coach Nekomaru got clobbered with that pillar!
Nobody could withstand a blow from that pillar. Even if you used 100% of your muscle strength, it would be impossible to wield it as a weapon.
Why?
We tried to move it, right?
The pillar was pretty frickin' heavy, but there's one dude who could have lifted that pillar.
Huh? Who are you talking about?
Coach Nekomaru's robot body! With that dude's super strength, lifting a pillar would be real easy.
So, he lifted the pillar, and then what? Did he use it to beat himself?
You mean Nekomaru killed himself?
Don't be stupid! He ain't the type to commit suicide!
Then even if Nekomaru could have lifted that pillar, that's nothing to do with the case at all.
Well, I guess you're right.
What the heck?
But that's a problem. If it's not the pillar...
There may be a way.
Huh? For reals?
Yes, for reals.
I see. So my gut was right after all. Alright, it's up to you, Sonia. Prove that pillar was the murder weapon.
Understood. Then I shall give it my all. Sonia, here I go! There's no need to lift that pillar.
If the pillar was not lifted, beating him with it is beyond a dream.
What about tipping the pillar over? They aimed right for his head and bullseye.
Even I could probably tip it over.
Considering the pillar's weight, it probably exerted a ton of...
Sonia, you... I'm getting hella excited!
There's no need to lift that pillar.
If the pillar was not beating him with it is...
What about tipping the pillar over? There's no need to lift that pillar.
If the pillar was beating him with it is...
What about tipping the pillar over?
No, that's wrong! If Nekomaru was crushed by the pillar, then there should have been fragments on top of his body.
Huh? Fragments?
The pillar fragments were scattered beneath Nekomaru's body, but there weren't any on top of his body. If the pillar had been tipped over and crushed, the fragments should have been on top of his body instead.
I briefly considered that too. But it's probably not what happened. I see. That was entirely my...
If they didn't tip it over, then how did the killer murder Nekomaru with that pillar?
How much longer are you gonna focus on the pillar? Just let it go already!
There's no way I can let it go. I'm positive that
Why are you so certain about that?
I just have
A feeling, huh? That's just...
But we can't say for sure that that instinct is wrong, can we? There's another way to use that pillar to kill.
Then I shall ask you.
You guys, you're unable to clear a path to the future with your own powers. So you just stand there and falter. What a waste of talent. And you all intend to fight the Future Foundation? You make me laugh.
What did you say?
Regardless, it's not like I want to die with the rest of you. So I guess I should lend a hand.
Hey, Nagito. What the hell happened to you? How come you're not talking like a lunatic anymore?
I've learned a valuable lesson. Ignorance is by far the greatest shame.
Huh? What do you mean?
Who cares? Just tell us how the pillar was used to kill!
Well, first of all, but when combined with a specific item,
A specific item?
of course, the ultimate weapon.
Ultimate weapon?
Isn't that the thing you get when you...
So, Nagito...
Of course I know, but I'm pretty sure everyone else has seen it, you know?
We've seen...
That's right. You've seen it clearly. Because I, the one who has claimed dominion over evil, am the ultimate weapon. I am he who cuts the insolent catalyst which flows out from the chaos with the sword of victory. It's only fitting that I deserve to be called the ultimate weapon.
No, you are far greater than the ultimate weapon, since you wield your 4 dark devas of destruction.
I see.
I don't know why, but I'm not liking this.
Cut the bullshit and say it clearly. What is the ultimate weapon?
In order to clarify that,
The secret of the funhouse?
you still don't realize it? Jeez, get it together. You're supposed to be the symbols of hope. Ah, I forgot. Except for Hajime, of course.
Except for Hajime?
If we make it out of this, I'll explain it to you guys.
Anyway, we must first clarify the secret of the funhouse. Then I think it must have something to do with the structure of the funhouse. Strawberry House leads to Strawberry Tower, but in actuality, they are both the same building, and it is undeniable that such a sweet building structure is the secret of the funhouse.
Man, not only does that make perfect sense, but Miss Sonia's beautiful voice is just so soothing.
Faux show! I shall leave this matter to your discretion. In truth, Strawberry Tower and Grape Tower are actually the exact same place.
So that's the secret of the funhouse.
Is that really it? It's weird to say they're both the same place. I mean, the walls are different colors.
In truth, are actually the exact same.
So that's the secret.
Is that really it? It's weird to say they're both the same place. I mean, the walls are different colors, and the designs on the floor are also different.
We've already settled this problem. Give it 10 years before you argue with Miss Sonia.
In truth, Strawberry Tower and Grape Tower are actually the exact same place.
No, that's wrong.
Both of those towers, are they really the same place?
Why are you asking that now? Do you harbor a grudge because my kingdom destroyed your homeland?
Hajime, I won't tolerate any sort of rebellion.
I mean... When we went to Grape Tower from Grape Hall. But when we went to Strawberry Tower from...
It's probably some kind of trick. Like, if it is, then see? That means it could have...
If so, then what? Does that mean we... Oops, I guess I...
If the floor didn't rotate, then that means we need to...
Bow down!
Then how about this?
Well, we were moving from Grape, but we should have all been together during that time.
Then Monokuma did it. While we were moving,
But Nekomaru's body wasn't the only thing moved.
if it is too heavy, just like if there is no bread, let them eat cake. There are many different ways. The body and the pillar could have been moved. The pillar could have been rolled. And Nekomaru could have been moved piece by piece. I decree it was Monokuma's doing.
Moving the body and the pillar in such a short time. That might be hard even for Monokuma, don't you think?
It seems you have forgotten. Monokuma is surprisingly strong. Wielding the power of the futuristic robo-bit the pillar, he could have moved it all easy as pie. It seems you have forgotten. Monokuma is surprisingly strong. Wielding the power of the pillar, the body, everything at the crime scene. Crap! It seems you have forgotten. Monokuma is surprisingly strong. Wielding the power of the pillar, the body, everything at the crime scene. It seems you have forgotten. Monokuma is surprisingly strong. Wielding the power of the pillar, the body, everything at the crime...
Allow me to cut through those words! Moving the body and pillar is possible. When the position of Nekomaru's body physically moving all of the oil like...
Then it's impossible.
I am terribly sorry. I cannot believe I got so fired up.
It's all right.
So what really happened?
Not when the experiment involving the
Yeah, the e-handbook was still there.
If they're not the same building or two different buildings.
Hey, Nagito.
I thought it would come to this. I knew my turn was coming up. Fine. I'll tell you guys a big hint that can help you solve the secret of the funhouse.
Give us the answer, not a...
But then it wouldn't mean anything. It's also important for me because it will help me determine something.
But how do we know your hint is any good?
I have a good reason for that. The reason I'm the only one who knows it?
I see! You're talking about the final dead room, right? You cleared the life-threatening game there and...
That's right. In the depths of the final and there, a small from that window, I saw some very...
Strange.
Instead of explaining it, at an opportune time.
You took a...
Yep. See? Let me explain it to you again. I took this picture on the first floor of Strawberry House. But don't you think if the funhouse is struck, then there's lots of things that don't... Then let's begin. Shall I call it... thinking time?
the structure of the funhouse is what... Grape House and Strawberry House should link to the tower in the middle. Which means, you're viewing the tower... But in this photo, I don't see anything behind the tower. No shadow, no shape, no Grape House at all.
I see. And is that it?
You said this photo was taken from the hip. If that's the case, then this photo doesn't look like it was taken.
That's right. In summary, the first floor of Strawberry House is located in a high area, and Grape House is not behind the tower.
It's not? Are you saying that Grape...
From this point on, do your own thinking. If you guys are truly symbols of hope, you can easily solve a simple mystery like this. It might be possible for Hajime to solve it too, even though he's just a normal high school student. Despite the fact that you don't have a real talent, you already know about the other clue.
You're referring to when you suddenly appeared on the second floor of Grape House, right?
I'm asking you just to be safe.
The top floor.
Such sharp eyes.
Top floor.
But the Monokuma archive should be the only...
What does it mean?
It's all coming together! Got it. I know the secret of the funhouse.
Then let me hear it. What kind of answer will you give, I wonder?
In the picture Nagito took from Strawberry House, so where did Grape House go? There was only one possibility. It was in a position where it couldn't be seen from... Which means Strawberry House and Grape House are in the same building, but on different floors.
Same building, different floors?
Then the two houses aren't two different. They're actually one.
If you think about it like that,
I see!
on top of Grape House. That's where Strawberry House is located. Because of that, the photo taken from the first floor of Strawberry House was at a high angle. Altogether, this means the first...
Oh, snap! I never expected that the two houses were connected vertically.
But what about the shape of the building? The two houses were completely different shapes.
Strawberry House is four-sided, and Grape House is six-sided, right?
It never occurred to us that they were the same building because it was structured with two different shapes. A quadrilateral and a hexagon, overlaid atop each other. And it worked, didn't it? Disregarding the
In order to conceive, Monokuma put us to sleep so we could...
You've just been Kuma'd! Don't you think a building full of so many surprises totally deserves to be called a fun house?
Then, it's true? The building was really like that?
That's right! Those two houses exist on different floors in the same building!
Constructing a building like that on your own without my knowledge? How horrible!
Then what about the towers? Are they arranged vertically just like the houses?
Yeah, Strawberry Tower and Grape Tower should have also been different floors. Just like Strawberry House was on top of... Strawberry Tower was also...
However, if they're different floors...
Aw, your precious hammies don't know? But it's so simple. Alrighty then. I'll
Oh, I suppose.
definitely make her... I'm gonna solve this mystery in a flash.
Then hurry up, dumbass!
One of the bodies in one of the towers was actually a dummy.
You mean a fake body?
Nekomaru died with a mechanical body. It should be possible to construct a dummy from spare parts.
You're magnificent, Gundam!
No fair, you totally stole my spotlight.
So which one was a fake body?
Shut up, just pick one of them. I'm gonna solve this mystery in a flash.
Then hurry up, dumbass!
One of the bodies in one of the towers was actually a dummy.
No, that's wrong! Nekomaru's body wasn't a dummy. That can be proven by... Remember? When we moved, we thought the body had moved. And... Right up until that moment, we were disassembling Nekomaru's body at Grape Town. The killer couldn't have known how you'd take apart his body, so they couldn't have built a dummy.
Unless Kazuichi was the one who built the dummy.
Miss Sonia, you are joking, right?
It's alright. Kazuichi is not the killer. If he was, he wouldn't have fixed the elevator or... It'd be much more convenient for...
I see.
I'm even more disappointed.
However, even if Nekomaru's body...
The reason Nekomaru's body was...
Maybe it was simply...
Body moved to a different floor.
You can't think of a device like that? Remember when we entered the funhouse from the... That device is just like that.
must be talking about an elevator.
What? Are you saying Nekomaru's body was transported using an elevator?
Where the hell is this elevator anyway?
It's the tower itself. The inside of the tower is one big elevator. Which means the tower was designed so that the whole room goes up and down like an elevator. So whether you enter from Strawberry, it all leads to the same room.
So that's why we... Now that you mention it...
I see. We were basically waiting for...
Please hold on. Then why is there a picture of a strawberry on the far... and a picture of a grape on the far back door when you enter from Strawberry Tower?
If the room just moves up and down like it...
Plus, after the incident, the far back door in Grape Tower had chains but when we entered Strawberry Tower, those chains were gone.
Not just that, but if I remember correctly, even the doorknob was...
When you see people and things...
What did you say?
So, let's put aside what's changed and focus our attention on what hasn't.
Why do we have to do that?
It's fine. Come on.
Is it safe to say that... And?
Why did the picture on the far back door change? The reason is because that...
I see! So that's it. The elevator was designed so only the floor moved.
Only the floor moved?
Which means the whole room wasn't an elevator, only the floor was. That's why we saw different doors in each tower. Which means on the first floor, and on the fourth floor, which was Strawberry Tower.
Then, where did the different...
I want to say they lead outside, but they're so we falsely believe that the door... It was actually very effective. Because of that, we totally misunderstood.
I don't get it. Did you hear that?
Don't blame this on me! Take responsibility for yourself!
Then I'll take responsibility and gently caress you.
Wait, there's no way that's gonna happen! Stop with the tasteless joke!
By the way, what is the chain?
It was probably wrapped there by...
Why?
Because of that chain. You guys thought you couldn't enter there, right? The killer destroyed the Strawberry Hall book. Everything was done to tamper with the evidence. So the appearance of a bot in that situation, and using that as a clue, we might have discovered the truth that the two houses in the killer wanted to keep us from learning that.
They destroyed the button, and...
Would it really have inconvenienced the killer if we learned the true structure of the building?
It would have been a major inconvenience. After all, this funhouse is strongly connected to the...
Hold on. You're progressing
What a pain.
Gundam?
You said earlier that if so, how does the contact If that elevator then, when your back is facing what? Inside Grape House. And inside Strawberry. Which means Answer me, fiend!
What does this mean?
If the two houses are connected vertically,
The elevator should move.
vertically, not horizontally.
However, at both houses, if the contact elevator is behind you, the towers are in opposite directions.
Which means your reasoning.
It's clearly contradictory.
What's with this iron curtain of teamwork?
If the two houses are connected vertically,
The elevator should move.
vertically, not horizontally.
However, if the contact elevator, the towers are in opposite directions.
If the two houses are
The elevator should move.
vertically, not horizontally.
No, that's wrong! The elevator wasn't just moving vertically. Isn't that right, Kazuichi?
Me?
Come on. You used the elevator while you were holding that compass Nagito gave you, right?
That. Yeah, from start to finish. Some
Rotated, meaning it also rotated 180 degrees. Which means the exit would be on the opposite side.
And thanks to that, the tower we saw on our right side when we arrived at Grape House appeared on our left side when we were at Strawberry House.
An elevator that rotates while it moves. Is that even possible? It's like something from an...
Well, a funhouse is... And since the building doesn't really need to be struck...
That's not splendid at all! You're inhuman!
You say I'm inhuman, but I'm just a bear! So I was never human to begin with! I'm different from these
So we're done with the secret of the fun. What's the ultimate weapon that killed
Huh? You still don't know what the ultimate weapon is yet? It's what I found at the Octagon, you know.
What is the Octagon? I haven't heard about that yet.
Oh my... I can't believe I have to explain that now. As long as you know what an octagon means, you can solve this simple mystery easily.
I see! If I recall, an octagon is a shape with 8 sides, right?
I didn't expect you to know that. For a substitute reserve course student, you're quite knowledgeable. I guess I should continue listening. Where is the...
You're talking about the secret room surrounded by...
Why is that place?
You know how the 4-sided strawberry house is on top of the 6-sided... If you cut a 4-sided shape out of a 6-sided one...
That's basically the gist of it. The true identity of the octagon is that secret room. In actuality,
Then the ultimate weapon...
that's a little different.
Learn?
The true identity, which means the killer used the... Like me, the killer, and then thought of a way to...
The funhouse itself is the weapon.
That's why the killer tried to keep it, but more importantly, use it. It truly deserves...
on!
Hello! I hope your day is well. I'm trying to force myself to be more energetic, or else my mental state won't be able to keep up. My heart's thumping like crazy. I might as well have a laid-back, so what attitude and go ahead with high energy. Yeehaw! But be careful that your batteries don't run out for various reasons. And just like I say each time, don't forget to save frequently.
I never expected the funhouse itself to be the ultimate weapon. Oh well, let's just press on ahead.
Is it really alright to accept a situation so easily?
I mean, that's not what's important. The killer who used the building structure.
But is it really okay to believe the building is the weapon?
There's no way I'd lie at such an important moment.
What happened to the bastard who kept saying how much they didn't mind dying?
He's right. There was a time when I will sincerely retract that remark.
Retract?
I'm disappointed too, you know?
You say such falsehoods, per usual. There is no such thing as murder for the sake of hope. Forcibly sacrificing others for one's own desires. Even one as diabolical as I would avoid such action.
I see.
It's fine. Let's just so you know, it's not—
Akane! You're drooling waterfalls?
Anyway, if the killer used—
How they killed me.
It might be better if we clarify the—
I see! That's it? I think he might have died from falling.
Died from falling?
If the funhouse's secret is that it's a structure, then the killer made use of its height and
Are you saying they pushed him off?
that I don't know yet.
Don't just make things. Where in that building would you even be?
It might be possible in the town. You could push him off the 4th floor when—
Did you forget how the elevator functions?
Saying he died from falling is truly incorrect. You should burn in the flames of hell.
But my gut is— When the elevator is on the 1st floor, you can't go through the door on the 4th floor.
It'd be impossible to shove off the victim from up there.
Then, how about this? After locking Nekamaru inside the elevator, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor and made use of the drop.
Hold on, did you forget the elevator has a sensor? As long as there's a moving object inside, the other door won't open. Which means the elevator wouldn't have moved either.
That must be the threshold of that elevator.
When the elevator is on the 1st floor, you can't go through the door on the 4th floor.
It'd be impossible to shove off the victim from up there.
Then, how about after locking Nekamaru, they moved the elevator and made use of the drop?
Hold on, did you— As long as there's a moving object inside.
When the elevator is on the 1st floor, you can't go through the door.
It'd be impossible.
Then, after locking they moved the elevator and made use of the drop.
Hold on, did you As long as there's a moving object.
No, that's wrong! That sensor should only work if something is moving. If Nekamaru wasn't moving inside,
Could it be?
the Nekamaru's goodnight button is pressed. If he's in sleep mode, the
I see.
However, even if they moved the elevator, there would have been no drop for him.
That's what I was about to explain. Silence, pest!
Now you're calling me a pest?
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
That arrangement is...
The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
But was
Silence, pest! Don't be...
What if I start to enjoy it?
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement.
That arrangement is...
The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it about time we went over the...
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious. I agree with that. Didn't the doorknob have scrape marks on it? That might have been where... Is that the same wire? The tip of that wire was tied in if the elevator moved while that loop part hung from the doorknob.
If they did something like that, he would have been suspended in midair.
That's right. He was suspended in midair.
Huh?
The killer tied up Nekomaru with the wire while he was in sleep, tied the tip of the wire into a knot, and hung it on the doorknob to... With that, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor of Grape Tower. And suspended Nekomaru in midair.
That's right! He was so well hung! Kinda like...
You better not finish that sentence!
The killer took advantage of the elevator's unique feature. Only the floor moves. By doing that, they created a drop so Nekomaru could fall to his death.
Too easy. So what if they created a drop? There's no way you can make him fall in... Why? If Nekomaru is suspended in midair like that... Because if he's suspended in midair... Even if they suspended Nekomaru, how would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him up. There's no way they could do that.
It doesn't mean someone had to push him off. It's possible that he fell on his own.
What? Nekomaru fell on his own? Nekomaru, if he was sleeping, there's no way he could do that to himself. Now's the time. But in that case, you still won't be able to explain. Moving the elevator with Nekomaru in is just impossible. End of story. What? Nekomaru fell on his own? Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode, right? What? Nekomaru fell on his own? Crap! What? Nekomaru, if he was sleeping, there's no way he could do that to himself. Now's the time, but in that case, you still won't be able to explain the drop. Moving the elevator with Nekomaru in is just impossible. End of story. What? Nekomaru fell on his own? Crap! What? Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode, right? If he was sleeping, there's no way he could do that to himself. Now's the but in that case, you still won't be able to explain the drop. Moving the elevator with Nekomaru is just impossible. End of story. What? Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode.
Allow me to cut through those words! What do you think would happen if Nekomaru woke up while he was suspended upside down in midair?
what are you saying? Like, how would he even wake up?
He has an alarm inside his body. As long as it was armed, it would have... Which means the killer set...
You woke up from an alarm. If something like that happened to you instinctively...
And then, in order to make him fall from the force he was generating, the wire was hung on the... In actuality,
But Nekomaru...
He fell because...
when Nekomaru awoke, he...
Was that...
Well, that's prop. If they knew it'd leave behind evidence...
I see.
Do you finally understand?
Yeah. I'm just a pest. Isn't that right, Miss Sonia? If I'm a fucking pig, you can say so!
No, I believe you gave your all.
Hey! Why aren't you teasing me anymore?
This guy, he gets off on this! So thanks to that alarm, Nekomaru ended up... That doesn't mean he just crashed straight into the floor.
Crap!
I see!
When Nekomaru fell to the floor, he ended up colliding with the pillar. Isn't that it?
Finally!
So that's how the pillar shattered.
See? I told you the pillar was the weapon. My gut was totally right!
Well, the pillar was a bonus.
At this point, it is quite difficult to find a clue that will lead to the killer.
Then what about the alarm? I'm positive the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.
Hold on, baby gangsta!
Stop calling me Baby Gangsta!
What'd you just say? Nah, that's impossible. Because even though I slept in...
Now that you there was no way I could be late for Monokuma Tai Chi, so I left for Grape Tower before 7 a.m.
And if we found Nekomaru's body there...
It appears yet another... How were you able to discover Neko...
That's what...
We headed for Grape Tower. Before 7 a.m., I am certain.
But the alarm inside Nekomaru's chest was set for 7:30 a.m. Nekomaru died because of that alarm.
His time of death and the time the body was one of those must be an illusion.
The killer probably did some tampering. They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's That's gotta be it!
We headed for Grape before 7 a.m., I am certain.
But the alarm inside was set for 7. Nekomaru died.
His time of death and one of those must be a...
Killer probably did some... They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's chest.
We headed for Grape Tower. Before 7 a.m.
But the alarm inside was set for 7. Nekomaru died.
His time of death and one of those must...
Killer probably... They probably messed with the clock inside
No, that's wrong!
No, the clock inside his chest was a radio clock, so it would have been impossible to mess with.
So you're saying there's no way the...
Maybe the clock Miss Sonia saw was the one that got tampered with.
The clock inside Grape House?
No.
Oh, that's what I asked you to do.
And because of that...
If there's no possibility...
Please believe me, we are not lying!
Then maybe it's a misunderstanding?
I never misunderstand! I'll crush you into dog food!
coming together! You said you checked all the clocks inside the building. Isn't that right, Fuyuhiko?
Yeah, none of the clocks had the wrong time.
But what if all those clocks have been messed with?
What? All the clocks?
So even if you checked all the clocks inside the building,
I see. So the killer messed with the time inside the whole building.
So that's what it was. There's no way I would have noticed that.
This is truly fantastic!
Now's not the time to be pleased. More importantly, how much was the time off?
If the time in the building was all messed up, then we can only rely on Nekomaru's radio.
The time of death was clearly 7:30 a.m.
The problem is what time it's in our time.
Are there any clues that can be used to... If only I heard the sound when he fell. It would have been a great clue.
Or his scream.
He's not the type to let up.
Only Nekomaru's alarm was loud. We would have heard it too.
There's no point in saying if does not exist in this world.
If the time in the building was all messed up, then we can only rely on Nekomaru.
The time of death was clearly 7:30.
The problem is what time it's in our time.
Are there any clues that can be used to...
If only I heard the sound when he fell.
I agree with that.
that's right. We should have heard the sound he made when he fell.
Rumbling?
I thought it was just an earthquake, so I went back to...
Well, a huge body fell from the... It's obvious we'd hear...
We heard that noise too.
It was when we were gathered at the strawberry... What is it, Sonia?
Oh, well. That sound everyone heard?
Huh?
You probably didn't hear it because you were...
I could not sleep at all. I was awake the whole night with hunger pangs.
There's nothing to worry about.
If we use that rumbling sound as a...
I heard that sound probably around...
Huh?
I instantly woke up and left my room.
Excellent work, Akane!
I see!
Nekomaru's alarm went off at 7:30. That means our time was off.
We were starving pretty badly.
Plus, the funhouse has no windows. And there weren't any Monokuma announcements either.
However, for what reason did the killer alter our perception of time?
The reason is obvious. If you messed with the clocks and used a specific thing, you definitely get Nekomaru to the tower alone. From there, the killer's plan was a splendid success. I see!
That's it. The killer made use of the Monokuma Tai Chi activity in the morning.
How did they use it?
We were required to go to Great Tower every morning at 7 a.m. for that activity, right? But if they mess with all the clocks and
We wouldn't be able to attend him. His radio clock had the exact...
That's right.
Then, when I witnessed...
If I recall, and if that time was also 2 hours off, at that time, he was heading...
I see.
Too early! He didn't even...
When you said everyone, we thought we came to the tower on time. But in truth, it was way...
Ah, jeez. What was it? You know,
Are you talking about...
wrong! Too bad!
Liar? I'm right!
That's not it! It's in...
That's definitely the correct answer.
Let's just ignore the peanut gallery. The number of suspects has drastically
Hey, why would that
You'll know I'm not lying when...
Huh? What the hell do you mean?
You witnessed Nekomaru
Are you talking about that alarm? A little while after I witnessed Plus, it was just before... If Nekomaru died when the...
Really? Was there...
The sound was so loud I couldn't help. We were both on the same floor.
Which means that person does not... Who is it?
Crap! You're the only one!
The one who wasn't there.
That's right. It was just me, Gun.
You didn't come out. If you weren't in your room.
That's the case, real.
Please!
If you don't hurry up...
If I may be frank, even if I wanted to go to the lounge, I couldn't.
You couldn't? What do you mean?
It's merely the foolish...
Did I not hear the alarm? I never even heard that rumbling sound.
You're definitely fucking lying.
However, it is obvious that I did not hear the alarm in Strawberry House. But I did not hear the rumbling sound either. Is that not strange? I mean, everyone else?
To be honest, it's not just them. The same goes... I was in a pretty deep sleep, so I thought that's why I couldn't hear it, but... It wasn't that.
I couldn't hear it.
You still don't. Think about what the three of us who didn't hear a sound have in common.
Nagito, Sonia, and Chiaki. The three of you were staying in deluxe rooms, right? If I recall, the deluxe rooms are...
The reason we could not hear the rumbling noise...
That's right. It would... You actually notice that. Not... Now then. You guys...
Hold on a...
Why? Well... the only one!
Gundam, there's something I want to ask you. When the alarm rang at the Strawberry House Lounge, you rushed over there too, right?
What's wrong with that? If the bell of catastrophe rings throughout the night, it is the universe's providence to stop it.
Why were you able to hear it?
Hear what?
I mean, you were also staying in a deluxe room, right? Nagito was staying in a deluxe room in the same house on the same floor. And so why were you able to hear that alarm?
Now that you mention it...
Gundam?
There is only one possibility. You weren't in your room at the time. That's why, even though you were staying in a deluxe room, you still went to the lounge.
Gundam, you have some sort of explanation, right?
Gundam probably couldn't return to his room because of Fuyuhiko. Me? After you saw Nekomaru heading to the until the moment that alarms... If you were in the lounge for that long, the killer...
Even though Nekomaru's murder the killer still needed to prepare the murder in advance.
Like putting Nekomaru in sleep mode and tying him up with the wire.
In order to do that, the killer needed to be waiting for Nekomaru. Which means when Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru...
And once they tried to go back...
In their original plan, the kill... And they were supposed to stay in their room.
Which means they wouldn't have heard just like us.
The best case scenario would have been if those two, after all, if they personally... Unfortunately... So the killer couldn't go back to their room.
But why'd you come out?
If Gundam tried to hide, that would have been the worst possible outcome.
If those two had just checked the deluxe room, how ironic.
Gundam? Please, can you...
Answer me this, including myself in my 4 dark devas of destruction. How many ears do we possess?
Huh?
The answer is 10. That's right, I possess 10 ears. That means I have 5 times the hearing of a normal human.
Is that your argument? You bastard!
Do not panic. The truth shall now commence. At the time, I left my room to go to the bathroom. By coincidence, That's right. That's all it was. The world is always so simple.
Are you saying it was just a coincidence?
And yet, I'm being suspected by all of you.
I see. Well, you don't have to admit it. So, why don't we... hold on. You know how this class trial is killing...
Hey! What do you mean the class trial is just the opening act?
Perhaps I should say, just a boring farce. Seriously!
Nagito. At some point during the investigation, what actually happened?
Well, let's just leave that fun for later.
Please hold on!
But he's completely shut up.
Gundam!
I was simply at a... In fact, I shall deny the very basis. Since based on your assumption, I hung Nekomaru from the from there. After although going to and fro is busy enough as it is.
I see.
As I recall, the killer tampered plus the stop. If so, the human who used for these reasons.
And what's wrong with that?
If the elevator was broken at Grape House, you wouldn't be...
However, I was already at Strawberry House, which means...
Are you serious?
Have you learned your... That elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses. As long as that elevator was broken, your assumption collapses.
Plus, the elevator was broken at Grape House.
If the killer cannot return to
Since I was at Strawberry House, there's no question that the following crime...
It would have been different if they hadn't accomplished.
Or if there was a secret passageway.
How much longer do you plan? Why don't we stop this already? That elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses.
No, that's wrong!
No, there should have been another way to move.
Such a method does not exist!
Then why don't we ask the person who actually...
You're the only one!
Nagito? Don't play dumb. You appeared so suddenly. There's a secret passage connecting, isn't that?
Jeez, once again. But you're right. After I open the door... Surprise!
Meaning the third floor.
Plus, once you've cleared the...
If they use that secret passage, they could have gone between the two houses.
Infinity Unlimited Flame! However, what if the killer was
There's no way...
That is merely an illusion. If you...
There's no way I can...
Don't make me angry! You wouldn't like me when I'm angry! Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
I can't back down!
I already proved the secret passage exists. The secret passage was at the Octagon.
Know the limits of your own reasoning! You say the killer went to the Octagon? Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want to drown in the maelstrom, at least pray to the key which dwells in the light! Know the limits of your own reasoning! You say the killer went to the Octagon? Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want to drown in the maelstrom of blood,
Allow me to cut through those words!
The wire used to string up Nekomaru's... The hammer that looked like the weapon. And those are all the items that weren't in Funhouse.
The only place I can think of... There were various weapons and tools.
Since those items were used in the...
If that's the case,
See, normally we'd end up listening, but there's no reason. Hey! First of all, by messing with all the clocks in the building, Gundam tried to lure only The elevator was probably broken by that. Thanks to that, Nekomaru wasn't able to go to Grape Tower. So he tried going over to Strawberry Tower, just like we did when we found out the elevator was broken. Well, it's obvious he'd attempt that.
Hold on. If Nekomaru didn't go to Strawberry Tower, what would the killer have done then?
Their plan was a balancing act of uncertainty. They can just greet it.
and without
I'm going to continue. Through this, Gundam successfully lured Nekomaru to Strawberry Tower. There's no way he could fight head-on with the robot, so by pressing the goodnight button, he rendered Nekomaru powerless.
Hold on! What did you just say? That I didn't battle?
What's wrong with that?
Don't mess with me! Don't mess with me!
Why are you angry?
You fools do not understand! You don't... Ah! You make me laugh!
I don't understand anything.
Years. Maybe I'm just a human destined for hell. However, I cannot finish just yet. I cannot finish!
What do you intend to do?
It's obvious!
Are you saying you still have...
Your words. You said I pressed... However, that button was on the back.
It's not easy to get...
it's even more difficult.
Just as I thought.
That's wrong, Bender. You're the one.
Such a wonderful line. Listen well. I shall first. You must crush them with your... You must provide a reason. You have not... I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crush that David prophesies! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crush that David prophesies! Show me the cadaver! Show me the cadaver! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crush that David prophesies! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crush that David prophesies! For the Tanaka Empire! For the Tanaka Empire! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! It's Nekomaru's back! Do you really think I can get behind him so easily?
This is the end! Even if you didn't get behind Nekomaru, as long as you have the power of the hamsters you keep with you!
Oh? Are you seriously saying...
Of course that'd be impossible for a normal hamster. In fact, we saw that with our...
Now that you mention it, one of Gundam's hamsters Hey, with your friends and their exceptionally smart brain, to secretly get one of them behind Mechamaru.
How about it, Gundam?
Not just myself, but I have no...
Admit it?
It appears I've abide. Then you must trample me underfoot, and victory can only be built upon a foundation. Now, pull the curtain strings of this world.
everything that happened in this case. Let's first go over the many tricks the killer prepared. First, this separated Nagito and the others and... Next, they lured Nekomaru out by himself by turning back all... Additionally, in order to secure an alibi, the killer went to the Strawberry House Lounge and set the wall clock's alarm to 5:30. After finishing their preparations, the killer went to Strawberry Tower with the necessary tools in hand. They obtained these tools from the... This means the killer discovered the secret of the funhouse, that secret being Strawberry... On the morning of the incident, Nekomaru... There, Fuyuhiko, who was according to Fuyuhiko's testimony, that by that point, the killer in actuality... That's also the same time Monokuma Taichi... However, because the contact so he decided to try going to Strawberry Tower. But the killer was waiting for him there. With the power of hamsters, they were able to press the good... This forced him to enter sleep mode. From there, the killer began preparing to use... First, they set... Then they tied him up. After leaving Strawberry Tower, the killer then destroyed the door, but they did this to keep us from entering and to keep us from discovering the secret of the building. Then, they used... After arriving at Grape Hall, they... When that happened, the elevator and Nekomaru's body was still inside. The killer entered Grape Tower and placed a hammer on the floor. This was done to make us falsely believe. With this, the killer finished their setup so they could craft their alibi. But something unexpected as a result. The lounge's wall clock alarm started to avoid a worst-case scenario. When the wall clock's alarm... He woke up while originally, the loop of but because there was a heavier load than... Nekomaru fell... He crashed into the pit. The sound of Nekomaru's in... However, by this meaning, the killer is someone who wouldn't... They also wouldn't have been able to... That someone is...
Splendid. That was splendid for a...
Stop, use ore. I'll friggin' kill you myself!
I cannot believe it. You killed Nekomaru? I cannot believe something like that!
You don't wish to forgive me? Then finish it! Cast your impure votes for Gundam Tanaka! My beloved, deadly foes, let the voting time begin!
Now then, please, who will be chosen as the Blackened? Will please, crap! I bit my... Yahoo! Nice!
Now then. Jeez.
Fall. Listen well! How pitiful. Fine. This, too, must be the will of causality.
You.
Let's make history.
That is...
Let me tell you.
Huh?
I can see it!
Could it be?
Sensing even my subtle.
The scorchings. This is great! What a comforting atmosphere!
That's a great one.
And what is your reason? Do you intend to...
I am the Warlock, Gundam Tanaka! Heroes, Lords of Darkness, and even the gods themselves flee from me! I do not cling to any trivial reason. I'm simply going to kill you because your very existence is an annoyance!
In response to your spirit, I shall kill you with all of my might! I won't go easy on you! Don't waste your breath on cowardly tactics! Give me everything you got!
Nekomoro Nidai! Your blood will drench the foundation of my empire!
That is...
Let me tell you, weakling! Fall, my tear. If you flinch, you will... Let me ask. Fine. Listen well! I shall engulf this world. I renounce you!
You.
But...
Damn it.
Fine. Fall, my tears.
Oh. You...
Let's make his...
well?
My name is Gundam Tanaka! Fade like dust in the wind.
Yes! Please wait! I beg of you!
Huh?
I beg of you!
How Fine. What is it, my Ford? Are you worried about me? Oh, my feared four dark devas of destruction. That is not like you at all. However, there is no need to fear. In this world, I am only a temporary visitor. I was simply visiting for a moment, and now that my duty is complete, I must return to the darkness. That is why, until the very end, pride, conceit, courage, insolence, fearful of nothing, daunted by nothing. Let us laugh uproariously! That is Gundam Tanaka! I shall stick with my evil until the very end! Open Sesame Pandemonium!
Let's give it everything we've got!
You